So you have to find the value of n for which the value of this function will equal 1396.9 units. So the first thing I did was that I went ahead and entered the function as this y1 in my graphing calculator. Then our book wants us to use the trace function in order to obtain the n value, all right, so that the function value is 1396.9 units. So what I would do first is that let's see what kind of window do we have, and if we look at that, looks like our y values are too large. Okay, so the first thing I would do is that I would look at the table of values which can be obtained here, by pressing on table. So I will go to table, okay, and you can see my table starts at too high, like it starts at the value 25. So our x values should be between 0 and 25. Just a suggestion from this table. And the y values we will take from where they start at 440. So we'll write as like 440 or maybe 400 and stop at 1900. So first let us set our window up. Okay, so we will say start at 400. Okay, all right, just a second, for some reason it's not okay, and oh no, I'm sorry, for this we were all right. We had to start at x and go up to 25. Okay, and here we are going from 400 to 1800, and 400 could easily be obtained by observing that when n is 0, the initial value is 440. So it's good to start at about 400. And also we could have seen 1800 here because we wanted 1396. So something like 2000 was a good place to stop. So but the table suggested the value 25 to us. So here we go. So we see the graph going like this, and the book wants us to use the trace feature. Okay, so I press on trace. So what will trace do? The trace will let me read the coordinates of the point as we move the point along the curve. Okay, so let's move along like this, and our attention at the moment is on the y values because we want it to be 1396, right? So we keep going like this. Okay, so here we are. So we are moving along the graph, and we have to, okay, now we are at 1350, 1371, and then 1414. So we may zoom into this area. Okay, this is 1392.6, and when we zoom in, we will further trace. So the value could be around x equals 20. Okay, and there were options given, so you could take up the option that was closest to closest to n equals 20, or you may do this. That is, now that you know that the value is close to 20, okay, go ahead and substitute the value 20 in there. Okay, so we have our function y. So, and you saw how we reach it, right? And you can see the answer exactly is 1396.9 units, and that's how the book had set it for you. You could read the same value from the table also. Okay, that is let's go back here, and at 20 the table is 1396.9 units. Okay, in the next video I will or let me just do it right now. I will just tell you that how you can do it algebraically. Okay, so let's see. If we wanted to do it algebraically, what we have to do is we have to just set this equal to 1396.9 and then solve for n. Okay, so when we are doing that, we have to isolate n. So first thing we will do is, well, we'll get rid of this. How do we do that? Divide both the sides by 440. Okay, so here we go. So here we are. Oops, sorry about that. That is 1396.9 over 440. Okay, and then I have to bring this n down, and who will do that for us? We can use natural log. Okay, we could use common logarithm as well. Just a second, I went too fast. So, but let's use natural log. Okay, so that will pull that power down for us, and then we have, what do we have? We got this. Okay, and why could we do that? Because natural log has this property that if I take natural log of a power of a positive number, okay, the power steps down as a factor. Okay, let me put a comma here so that we separate it from that statement. Okay, now since that can be done, what we got now is that we can have n over 12 step down, right? And what we get, we simply get this, right? Okay, and excuse me. Okay, and now we have to solve for n. So first we have to divide by this quantity. Let me rewrite it just so that we can get it aligned better. Okay, so we have this divided by 440. Okay, all right. Now next thing we can do is, see, this is to remove this from the left hand side, we can divide by who? ln of 2 then, right? So we got n over 12, and then here we have this divided by ln of 2. Okay, and now in order to obtain n, all I have to do is what? Multiply both the sides of the equation by 12, right? Okay, so here we go, and this is 12 multiplied by this fraction. Okay, so it's okay, we can leave it like this, and this package would do it, or our calculator will do the same thing. It's like about 20 as you were expected to answer, or you could do this, that just go to your calculator and give it the values. Here is ln, right? 1396.9 divided by 440. Then we are further dividing it by ln of 2. Okay, and then we have the same answer. Okay, that is about 20. So let me know if this does not help, and I am also going to post a script of this video, all right, on our web page, and so let me know if this was not helpful. Okay, thanks.